Well, good afternoon. We are in Kuala Lumpur and it's a rainy day today. I even tried to do this intro outside. It was not possible. The rain was coming down so hard. But you know what? These days happen. I'm going to take you today to two different fantastic museums. And we're also going to grab a bite to eat from a few different places. Everything is indoors today. We're not going to be outside. We're not going to be dealing with that rain. And we're going to explore Kuala Lumpur from the inside. We're also going to have a good conversation too, because I want to talk a little bit about 2024. A lot of people are kind of stressed out about this year because we got an election going on back in the States and everybody's kind of stressed at what's going to happen. I'm actually going to challenge everybody. We're going to talk about that. Museum Nagara. This place is great to get into. It's only $1 to get into as an adult, and you can wander around, perfect for a rainy day like today, looking at early advancements and times in the history of Malaysia. Everything is done in also Malaysian and English so that you can read as you go along. It's beautiful. There's so many amazing works of art, and it goes back for centuries. This is a really cool place to hit. We will talk about the challenge that I have for you this year because it's important. I think it's important that we look at the situation this year with people being stressed out and say, no, I'm not going to let that affect me. In fact, I'm going to challenge all of you. That'll be coming up later on in the video. The rain is still falling, so we're going to go from Museum Nagara. We're going to go next door to the Museum of Technology. It's about early technology. It's about early advancements here in Malaysia. You're going to have a lot of like your early construction, some of your swords, and also they have these cool steam trains that they keep up nicely. So let's check this out next. There's a lot of things to do in Kuala Lumpur when it starts raining. And I don't mean you just have to go shopping. There is a lot of incredible shopping malls, and we're gonna walk through one of those later on in the video. However, there are so many fantastic museums. This is one of the museums of early technology, and this is free. You just come in and register. This is actually really cool. They have all of the different instruments of different kinds, not just different kinds of swords and things like that, but all of the various types of construction materials, and it's all done up beautifully. Oh, the metal work. Whew. You see, this is a year where a lot of people are stressed out because there's going to be a lot of politics happening in the West. You know, 2024 is going to be one of those years. There's going to be a lot of upheaval. But what I try to tell people is, where other people see that there's going to be a time of stress and a time of challenge, I always say it's a time of opportunity, because those are the times when we as human beings actually become our best. Now hear me out on this, and I think you'll agree with me. When times are easy for humans, we actually chill out. We like to take the path of least resistance, but that's not how we are actually at our best. We are at our best when we are challenged with something for either survival or something amazing to do with our lives. Many years ago, back in the 1960s, Our president said that he wanted us to go to the moon. Think about that. A desire to go to the moon. And he said specifically that we're not doing it because it's easy, we're doing it because it's hard. What was meant by that? Well, first of all, it was a very poignant statement. The whole idea is people are at their best when they're challenged. They're not at their best when life is easy. So by setting a great challenge before his country and before all the engineers and all the mathematicians and all the scientists and all the physicists and saying, solve this problem, fix this, that is so good for not only that civilization, but also for everyone that is inspired by that great challenge. I don't believe that we thrive in easy times. I think we wallow in easy times. And that's why when 2024 rolled around, so many people were stressed out about this year, about things that were gonna happen, that there was gonna be, upheavals and people marching in the streets. And I said, yeah, maybe that will, but we don't have to do that. We can actually double our efforts and make this an incredible year, incredibly productive for us, for everything we're trying to do, for our families, for our friends. We can turn this year into an incredibly good year. It is precisely because it's going to be a year of challenge that I am the most hopeful about everything that we're going to achieve this year. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. It's going to be stressful. There's going to be people that are going to be angry. People are going to be going on the web and they're going to be saying things. People are going to be marching. People are going to, even within the same family, are going to be stressed out with each other. I don't engage in any of it. I disconnect from all of that. And I focus on doing what I'm doing right now, which is traveling, enjoying my life, building my future, and also seeing and exploring the world. You see, you don't have to buy into those stressful times. And I think it's even by design. I think that the forces that be want you to buy into these because it keeps you distracted. The more that you are stressed out and angry and shouting at each other and in the streets, the less that you're paying attention to things that really matter. Things about how money is being spent in your country, okay? Things about where trade is happening, where opportunities are happening, things about new technologies that are coming out, and they're all happening and they're going right over your head because you're too busy online tappity-tapping, arguing with people you don't know, you've never met them. That's what people are gonna do this year? Not me. I'm not gonna waste my time doing that. No way. I'm gonna challenge you to something. I'm gonna challenge you to make this year better than last year. Even though everybody is saying that it was definitely gonna be a year of upheaval and violence and people are gonna be, the economy's gonna crash. There's gonna be fires in the streets. I want you, and I'm challenging you, to make this a better year than it was last year. I want you to be more physically fit this year. I want you to control yourself and control your emotions more this year. Get offline as much as you can and focus on learning new things. Focus on you. This year, I also want you to set more money aside to invest for your future. I want you to buy less frivolous things and start investing more. I want this year in December, I want you to look back and say, while everyone else was stressed in 2024, I made it better than ever. I made this year awesome for me. I look at today as being basically a metaphor for exactly what I intend to do this year. I got up today, I had this idea that I wanted to speak to you about how a lot of people are stressed out about 2024. They're stressed out about how this year is gonna go. And I wanted to address it because I wanted to tell you it's actually gonna be a better year than ever because that's what we're gonna make it. But you know what happened? It started to downpour. That's what it did. And I said, there goes my plans. I was gonna go to the park and everything. In fact, I did. I went to the park. I was able to take a little bit of video, things along those lines. And I was getting ready, and then the storm clouds rolled in. And I said, well, I guess it's all ruined. And then I said, no, it's not ruined. It's actually gonna be better than ever. There's several different museums I've never been to here in Kuala Lumpur, and I'm gonna go today. And I'm gonna take you with me. So when these things happen, and when you think, and when everybody else around you tells you that things are gonna fall apart and they're gonna be awful, don't buy into it. It's all about the narrative you build in your own mind about your life, about what you're gonna do. And I'm not gonna throw my life away for goofy politics or anything like that. No, I'm gonna make this year better than ever. Just like I'm gonna make this day better than ever. Check these out, by the way. Look at all the metal work. It's beautiful. Whew, I'm starting to get hungry now. So you have these great museums that we're looking at now. The Museum of Technology, which is here, and it's all about ancient technology. It's actually really cool. And then you have the Museum Negara, which is next door, and that's ancient history of Malaysia going back centuries. And they also have a lot of great like historical documents that you can check out. Very cool. If it wants to rain outside, that's fine. We'll go around the mall here and we'll find a couple of places to grab a bite to eat. Look at this. Ooh, this mall is huge. Okay. See what a good day we can have when we're just, even in a rainy situation, it doesn't matter. We can still get around and enjoy ourselves in really one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Today we had a chance to go to 2 different museums, and that was awesome. We got a bite to eat in a few different places. In fact, I think I'm gonna go and take you along with me to grab a coffee here in a moment as well. We'll see if we can find any mad dogs today, but I don't know. On a rainy day like today, I think they're all hiding, but I'll do my best. I'll wander around a little bit and see what I can find. The main thing is I hope that you had a chance to think about what we talked about, and I hope you enjoyed the museums that we went to as well. I am keeping a positive attitude about this year. That's the way I live my life. We have to be able to adapt to these types of situations, okay? And we have to stay positive and stay motivated, because that's how we thrive, and that's important. And if I can give you a little bit of motivation and a little bit of positivity, then I'm living up to my mission of Bodhisattva. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab ourselves a nice cup of coffee here and kind of keep going for the rest of the afternoon. If you want to see more of Southeast Asia and, of course, Kuala Lumpur while we're here, like and subscribe to the video. And let me know what your thoughts are about 2024. We'll talk again soon. Aloha.